Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're exploring a really remarkable story. It's the journey of At-Tufayl ibn Amr ad-Dawsi. Now, before Islam, At-Tufayl wasn't just anyone. He was a very distinguished chief of the Daws tribe. People knew him for his generosity, his compassion, and he was also a very skilled poet. But he travels to Makkah right when things are, well, quite intense. It's during the struggle between the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the Quraysh who opposed him. And the Quraysh leaders, they see him coming, this influential figure. They immediately try to head him off. They basically bombarded him with warnings. Don't talk to Muhammad, peace be upon him. Don't listen. They even said his speech was like a wizard's.
Causing division, they claim.
Exactly. Dividing families, brothers, husbands, and wives. They really laid it on thick.
Yeah.
So much so that At-Tufayl, feeling that pressure, actually stuffed cotton in his ears before going near the Kaaba. He was determined not to hear a word.
It's pretty striking, isn't it, how much those warnings affected him at first. It shows the power of that kind of external pressure.
It really does. It took something significant to push past that.
So what was the turning point for him?
Well, that's where the story takes a fascinating turn. He goes to the sacred mosque, cotton still in his ears, mind you, and he sees the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, praying near the Kaaba.
Wow.
And just the sight of it, the way he prayed, it was so different, so captivating. It drew At-Tufayl closer, almost against his will. And somehow, maybe it was divine will, some of the Prophet's words, peace be upon him, managed to reach him. And he found them. Well, incredibly beautiful. He actually describes thinking to himself, what am I doing? I'm Tufayl, I'm a poet, I can tell good words from bad.
Right, trusting his own judgment.
Exactly. He thought, what's stopping me from just listening? If it's good, I'll accept it. If it's bad, I'll reject it.
That's such a powerful moment of clarity, turning inward, relying on his own discernment instead of just the fear others tried to instill.
Absolutely. So he decided right then. He followed the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, back to his home. He explained his situation, the warnings he'd received, everything.
And the Prophet, peace be upon him.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, simply recited from the Qur'an for him, specifically Surah Al-Ikhlas and Surah Al-Falaq.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Beautiful foundational chapters.
And the impact was immediate. At-Tufayl later said he'd never heard such a beautiful words before. He called the message the most noble and just he'd ever encountered.
SubhanAllah.
Right there, he extended his hand, declared his faith, and embraced Islam. Just like that.
The truth just put through everything. Amazing.
And then what's really compelling is how this personal change starts to ripple outwards. He goes back to his tribe, the Daws. First, his father, who was quite elderly, approaches him. At-Tufayl tells him about his new faith.
And his father's reaction.
Simple acceptance. He just said, my son, your religion is my religion. Then his wife came to him. He explained Islam to her, and she was ready to accept too. She did ask initially about their idol, Dhu-Shara, about purification near it.
That lingering connection.
Right. But At-Tufayl was firm. He told her basically, forget Dhu-Shara. That stone has no power. Go wash over there away from it. I guarantee you nothing will happen.
Strong reassurance.
And she listened, purified herself, and accepted Islam. So his immediate household converted quite quickly. But the rest of the Daws tribe, that was a bit slower. Initially, only Abu Huraira accepted the call, the famous companion.
Right, who became such a major narrator of hadith later on.
Exactly. So At-Tufayl goes back to Makkah, just with Abu Huraira. He tells the Prophet, peace be upon him, that the Daws' hearts seemed veiled, resistant.
That must have been discouraging for him.
It seems so. But the Prophet Muhammad's reaction, peace be upon him, was pure compassion. He stood up, faced the Qibla, and prayed.
What did he pray?
He prayed, "Oh Lord, guide the Daws, guide the Daws, guide the Daws," just repeating it with such sincerity. Such mercy. Not condemnation, but a plea for guidance.
Precisely. And then he gave At-Tufayl some very important advice. He said, peace be upon him. Go back to your people. Befriend them, treat them gently, and invite them to Islam.
Patience and gentleness, that was the strategy.
Yes. And At-Tufayl followed it. He spent years back with his people, patiently, gently inviting them. And eventually, it worked. After the Hijra, after the Prophet, peace be upon him, had migrated to Medina, 80 families from the Dawes tribe came and joined the Muslim community.
80 families. That's incredible. A testament to that gentle persistence.
It really is. And later, At-Tufayl himself led the destruction of their main idol, Dhu-l Kafayn, declaring its powerlessness as he set it alight. He stayed true to his faith, eventually dying as a martyr in the Battle of Yamamah. So when you look at his whole story, it really shows you, doesn't it, the power of keeping an open mind, even when people try to frighten you.
And the undeniable impact of the divine word itself.
Right. And also the wisdom in being patient, being gentle when inviting others, even if they resist at first. It really makes you wonder what challenges in our own lives or communities could be transformed if we approached them with that same spirit. That conviction combined with patience.
That's a powerful thought to end on.
We certainly hope this deep dive into the life of At-Tufayl ibn Amr ad-Dawsi has given you something valuable to think about. If you found this story enlightening, please do consider subscribing to Sahaba Role Models. And many of you ask how you can support this project. Well, we've actually made some shirts featuring wisdom from the Sahaba as a way to help spread the message. You can find the link in the episode description right above. Just know that 100% of the proceeds go directly towards funding the podcast and related educational efforts.
طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير داع ما شاء الله we did it